elections, other people were elated, and wherever you are, it doesn't really matter. It's just, this came through as far as what I was being guided to do with you today. And it's interesting because then I found a manuscript for a book I'm writing on the forgiveness process. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take you through and give you this process. And you know, I had a girlfriend of mine that wanted to always do a lot of processing, emotional processing, and oh, I hated that. But you know what? I'm making you do it every Sunday. So, you know what? It clears us. And this process is so powerful. What you don't know is that when I first came here, I had a lot of haters because the people that were here did not want change, and they loved the last minister. And this happens in every center, so it wasn't personal, but I didn't know that.
Is it just one person?
So I took this process, and that's how I cleared myself in order to continue to move forward, because it was very, very difficult this first, I'd say the first 2 or 3 years that I was here. So in this process, you know, and some of you say, well, you know, it's all about forgiving yourself. But, you know, kind of set that aside for a minute. If that really is how you feel, go ahead and do that. But I want you to look at a person or a situation that you're really not thrilled with. And if you think about them and you feel it, and there's some darkness or some energy, then please pick that person or that situation. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to release that in order to let your inner light shine out. All right? So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to start with a prayer. So let's go ahead and close your eyes, because I'm going to call in our angels and our guides and our teachers. So knowing there's only one divine essence, and that creative love flows through me, I'm embraced by Spirit as I move through this process. I now surrender this session to God with faith and allow healing to happen for me. I turn this time over, knowing God is now facilitating this process. I am grateful and thankful. I release this prayer and this time into the law, into the hands of God. I know it is done beautifully and perfectly, and so it is. Amen. So we're calling in your guides and your teachers and any assistance that you need right now during this process. And as you do this, I'm going to walk you through it, and then we'll actually do it on the physical level. But what you're going to do is intuitively, a lot of times we still haven't forgiven our mom or dad. So, you know, pick a parent, because you'll find that there's a pattern of picking your dad over and over again, or picking your mom over and over again as a friend, and maybe your mom was a critical mama, and maybe your dad wasn't exactly nice or warm and kind, and you keep marrying that same person or getting involved with that individual. Maybe it's people, and God bless them, you know, that show up in our lives to show us where we really have some work to do. And for me, it was really getting insulated, I'm going to call it, when people were criticizing and making statements to me. And now I'm like, woo! So it's good. But I had to do a lot of forgiveness work and I would take groups of people, because it was groups of people in the beginning, and just say, you know, I really need to forgive these individuals. So collectively I had to do it, because I'd go home crying. And I knew I had to release out that pain, and it was really about me healing myself. It always comes back to us, and I know that you're going to say, oh, we have to forgive ourselves. Yes, and we're all connected, so really that outer person is really you. And it's that individual, we are all tapped in together. So, you know, whether it's your parent, whether it's a friend, I've got a person that, you know, I'll give you an example of what I do. You know, once we get into that section. But right now, close your eyes, and does everybody have one, first of all? Everybody have a person or a group or a situation, okay? And feel that person or that situation. Where do you feel it? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your heart area? Is it in your head? And allow yourself to feel that in your body. And is there some kind of a color associated with it? And is there a physical sensation that happens? For me, it's in my stomach, and I feel nauseated thinking about this individual. Okay, that's my stuff. You may have a headache. You may have a pain in your leg. I don't know what it's going to show up for you. And as you feel that, you know, you allow yourself to now, on your piece of paper, you're going to say this statement. And for the sake of time, Roxy's done this, Diana has done this, I don't remember if anybody else has. So for the sake of time, there's a couple things you're going to do. The first part is you're going to really be present to what's so for you. So you're going to say, you know, the situation, the U.S. government, I need to forgive you for not taking care of our money. I need to forgive you for making legislation that isn't really for the little guy. I mean, whatever it is. Maybe it's your dad. Dad, I need to forgive you for criticizing me and never helping me in my life. I need to forgive you for. So think of that situation and this individual that I need to do the work on. I need to forgive that person for criticizing me. I need to forgive that person for gossiping and saying nasty things in front of others at the center of the heart. So think about what it is and at least come up with 5. And I have a couple more. I need to forgive you for treating me with disrespect and not taking the time to listen to me. Ooh, that's a good one. For making me feel that I need to please people all the time because you ignored me. For abusing me emotionally, which has caused me to feel not worthy. So you can go into those kind of things are real simple. I need to forgive you for making me feel horrible, making me feel angry. I need to forgive you for, and make it, you could do it that simple. I just started to get into it really deep because as I'm writing this book, I realized people need some good solid examples and they could go into more depth with it. And this was mine, you know, as this was from my dad, for not taking the time to cuddle and nurture me and to have me feel loved. And so that's a parental thing for mine. And this was another one, for not teaching me how to honor money and how to use it, because it was never discussed in our house. It was always, we're broke, you can't spend that money, we're broke. And then I wrote another one, this is about income, for not giving me the skills to create income. And I had to learn that on my own. So continue to write down, just on your piece of paper, just take about 5, because I'm going to give you an abbreviated version of this process. And believe me, and as you do it, you're going to emote a little bit, and if you have problems emoting in front of others, then, you know, walk outside or go find a space for yourself, because I want you to get into it. I want you to feel it. I want you to get present to it, because as you do, you're going to release it. Diana gets into it really good. So Diana, I'm going to have you go out in the lobby, because you're loud, girlfriend, and you're good.
And I used to be totally quiet.
Yeah, so I'm going to let her be screaming in the front, and if you feel like it, trust me, because as you get into this, we're going to do that part, you know, so you're writing this all down. Now I'm going to demonstrate. So as you do this process, okay, so I have that was another one, okay. So you have a list you created, and you're saying so-and-so or the situation. I would have preferred that you had honored and loved me instead of ignoring me. So what you're going to do is take those 5 statements and turn them around. What would you have preferred? So everybody has 5 of the original, right? And then what would you have preferred from that? Do a turnaround on it. I would have preferred that you taught me how to honor money and how to be really good with it. I would have preferred that you taught me how to open my heart. I would have preferred that you taught me how to be loving and kind and show my emotions with others. Whatever it is. So do a turnaround, meaning you're going to put it into what you would have enjoyed or preferred, okay? And then we're going to do I'm going to call it a process, a physical process to release this out of you. And as you go through the 5, you're going to feel it, okay? So you can stand up, you can pretend like that person is sitting right there. And we're going to do this because, especially if you're still upset about the election, hey, do it on Trump. Do it on Hillary. I don't know which way people are. I'm neutral, I don't care. But you want to release that energy out. And as you release the energy out, you're free. It's nothing to do with those individuals. They're free already. We're the ones that get blocked. We're the ones that need to be released. And that's really what it's about. So this process is also, I would call it a release of your physical body, you know, as you do this, because there's another part once we get to this, okay? So you're doing the turnaround right now, creating what I would have preferred from that individual. And anybody have any questions while we're doing this? You guys, am I clear about what you're doing? Okay. And you got to know, as I was driving up here, I was praying on the right people to come to this service to get this, okay? So somehow your soul brought your divine frames here for a good reason. So, you know, if you shout, I don't know why I'm going to the center of the heart today, that was your soul saying, she needs this or he needs that. We need a little freedom. Huh? Getting out of your bed, girlfriend. There you go, and she actually showed up here. I love it. It's so great. Okay, how are you guys doing? Are you have the turnaround done?
No.
Okay, so keep working on it. We have time. We have time. We have plenty of time because the next part is big fun. So if you're a loud emoter, please, you know, go in another part of the building and I'm playing it, just scream it out, okay? You could go outside in the patio. You could do it out in the parking lot. I don't care. But that person or that situation is standing right in front of you, okay? And then you're going to be able to, and you may have tears come up. You may start laughing once you get past the anger. And, you know, and if you're not getting clear and you don't feel kind of a peace after it, then keep going and just keep going until you do. Because I mean, there's times when I was crying and snotty. I mean, I would just keep going until I released it because I don't want that in my stomach. I don't want to get an ulcer. And I actually haven't turned gray like President Obama after all the 8-9 years I've been here. So for that, you know, I always thought, gosh, you know, I'm going to turn gray in this work, and I never did. That's because it's spiritual. That's it. So I'm protected. I know, poor guy, he is like white now. He was dark hair when he went in. Darn, it does that to every single guy.
What's wrong with white?
There's nothing. Well, I met you white. He was dark and then he went white in 8 years. I mean, come on now. Maybe he was going to be that way, but I don't think so.
Maybe Trump will lose, maybe his hair will fall out.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that man.
Well, maybe I'll stop being orange.
It'll turn white. It'll turn white. Okay. So everybody, you have your thing, right? You getting there? Okay. Because you want to have this ready and you want to be able to do this and really get into it, really feel it. So as you're continuing to write it, you know, you're going to have, you're going to have somebody, you're going to either they're going to be standing right there. They're going to be, you can sit across a chair, empty chair. And what you're going to do is say that I would have preferred that you had been loving and kind to me, but you didn't do that, you haven't done that, and you probably never will do that. So I have no choice but to cancel that expectation of you. Do you feel the energy of that? Okay? So write that down. I would have preferred, right? But you didn't do that. You haven't done that. And you probably never will do that. So I have no choice but to cancel that expectation of you. See how that's powerful?
Can you say it again?
But you didn't do that, because you're going to say, I would have preferred that you had been cuddly and hugged me and showed me emotion. But you didn't do that. You haven't done that. And you probably never will do that. I always like saying that one because it really helps me release more. So I have no choice but to cancel that expectation of two. So you're going to do crossing your wrists. I have no choice but to cancel that expectation of you. Because as you do that motion, that energetic, you're going, I'm releasing it. That's really what you're doing, okay? Because you're going to physically cross your wrists and face your hands toward the other person, not you, away, okay? And I'll come around if you guys need it too, as we're doing this process. Okay, everybody almost there? I know, right? You want to practice that? I have no choice but to cancel that expectation of you. Yeah. I already have mine. I'm going to turn off my mic. I'm ready. I'm ready. So yeah, you go like this, and it's just to get that out of your body. I'm going to call it a cleansing yoga. Okay? So allow your feelings to come up, allow yourself to feel your anger, please allow it, because in our society we don't.
How many times have we done it?
You do it, you can do it with the 5, but I mean, if you're still feeling it, do it again and again and again until you're released, okay? You scream it out until you're crying, until you're feeling it, all right? And I want you to do that. So find a place in the room where you can do this and you can feel like you can really emote. And I don't want you to say, oh, somebody's going to hear it. Trust me, when we're all in our process, we ain't hearing you, okay? We're just ready to let it go. And like I said, I'm not going to keep my mic on for this because it'll be like, whoa, she's angry. Anyway,